One love, job bless. Far Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about the best on the planet. So, the best on the planet is something very rare nowadays, where we live in a society where one day we think something is true, the next we figure out it's false, or one day we learn more truths about things that we thought we already knew the full truth about. It's hard to really put a pin on what the best of the planet is. And the reason I say planet instead of world is because I feel like we've overused this term world, where we say that, the greatest podcast in the world, or the greatest show in the world, or oh my gosh, this is the best place in the world to go to. It's very rare that people use planet. It really gives a whole structure to it. When I think of planet, I think of a mass, an object, not even an object, but a living thing. And it's massive. It's complex. So to figure out the best on the planet of something, that is a rare occurrence because the planet is so massive. It's hard to really pinpoint what is the best. Nowadays, stuff that we learned when we were kids in science books is even being rewritten. Things that were known as facts are being rewritten. And you can look all this stuff up yourself in your free time, but this is truth. Science, things that were supposed to be facts, things that were supposed to tell you what is the best on the planet, is no longer completely credible as we think. So in my opinion, there's only a few true things on this planet that we know for certain are the best on the planet. And it's nothing material. There's nothing that's in the 3D world that we see that we can actually know for a fact is the best on the planet to any degree. We have to come to the terms that everything that we are getting is coming from the best on the planet. And this is true. But sometimes what we think is pure isn't even pure anymore. It's not truly the best. It's not truly the divine way that's supposed to be. Because we have altered so many things in this society that things may even look like it's the best. It may shine bright. And the, commercial about it may sound amazing. It may sound like you really need this thing, but it's mediocre compared to what's received 10 years later, what's received 20 years later, what's received 100 years later. So what truly is the best on the planet? Let's get down to it. What is the best on the planet? In my opinion, of course. In my opinion is the best on the planet is true wisdom, true universal laws that you cannot ignore. You cannot, cause to be false. If you try these laws, there is no way that it will work out falsely for you. There's no way that you will not get everything that these laws state that you will receive if you have complete dedication and complete discipline to the wisdom that has been passed down way, way before we have ever been alive. The only thing on this planet that is truly the best on the planet is wisdom. It is certain truths that have been passed down since the 1500s and way before that people are still using today. Things like scriptures, things like holy books of all kinds, things like poems from great saints in the past. There are tons of poems and writings from saints of 1500s and 1600s that still hold so much weight of wisdom, because it's really the best of the planet. It's really the best wisdom that you can get in the planet. There's many different bits of wisdom that you can get on this planet, and they all add up into a beautiful ball of enlightenment, of course. But the only thing to truly measure that is the best on the planet is wisdom. It's the only thing that is getting passed down generation after generation, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later. It's not people using the same exact wheel that was created when the first wheel was created. It's not people using the same exact, telephone that was created when people first created telephones. The best on the planet is nothing physical, because what is physical is always decaying or rotting or breaking or needing to be fixed in some type of way or needing to be upgraded in some type of way. But what is the best on the planet is wisdom. It's universal wisdom, wisdom that you find in divine teachings, wisdom that you get from your elders, wisdom that is passed down from generations to generations. It's one thing to inherit a business. It's another thing to actually get the wisdom of how to start your own business in whatever passion that you want to start it as. Wisdom is the best thing on the planet. It's one thing to inherit something. It's another to actually know the wisdom so that you can have fun and do things your way. To actually know the in and outs of what is going on so that you can truly use the wisdom to your advantage. So you can truly relax in this world and realize, I'm on the right path. So you can truly wake up every day excited about your day, excited about what your tasks for the day are to do. Not just going to someone else's business just because we've inherited it, or just because we need to make money to pay bills, or whatever the situation is that many of us go to, work and, our whatever jobs that we have, whatever ways that we survive in this, modern society. These things are nothing compared to true wisdom. When we actually have true wisdom about ourselves, about how we have everything that we could ever need and want, how we are always protected and guided and looked out for, how we are always healing mentally, physically, and spiritually as long as we're doing our spiritual practices of prayer, meditation, positive thinking, affirmations, eating healing foods, speaking healing words. Once you truly align yourself with the divine wisdom of this universe, of this planet, from wherever source you get them, from whatever teacher, guru you get them from, or from whatever book or whatever you get them from, once you find your path of divine wisdom, not just wisdom of this world that they tell you is wisdom, but truly find divine wisdom. Truly sit down and read a whole spiritual book and really understand it. It doesn't matter which one you want to read. You can start with the Quran and end with the Bhagavad Gita, Whatever you want to do is fine, but Once you truly download real wisdom, you'll know what the best on the planet is. You'll know that there's no use in getting super excited about 3D material things anymore. It doesn't matter if it's an amazing meal. Yeah, we can get a little bit happy, a little bit joyful, but nothing is as joyful as just when you just actually are able to use true wisdom. When you actually figure something out, you get into a situation, that week or a month later, and you see that you are applying that wisdom and you're no longer dealing with that situation in the same way you used to. Or you're able to see opportunities pop up that you would have just thought that they were nothing before. Now you actually have the awareness. Now you actually have the belief that you are worthy of these things, that you should be looking for these things. You know how many people probably would pass $100 on the ground just because they weren't looking? This is what opportunity is in this world. It's $100 just laying on the ground, but if so many people pass by because they're looking at their phone, they're looking just straight around, whistling around, not even paying attention to the surroundings. Not taking time to breathe, not taking time to look around and realize how divine this whole world is. When I walk around, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at the ground, the sky. I'm analyzing everything because I love to see it all. Because I know that this is truth. This is wisdom. This is purity. This is creation. Wow. I'm looking for signs everywhere. I'm looking for repeating numbers. I'm looking for crosses and saints. I'm looking for, Rastafari flags or colors. I'm looking for signs everywhere. I'm looking for stars. I'm looking for triangles. I'm looking for anything. I'm looking for little Bible verses laying on the ground or spray painted on a wall somewhere. I'm looking everywhere. Because I know that this place is deeper than what the 3D gives us. You see, we have to realize the best on the planet is divine truth. It's realizing we are a spiritual being in a spiritual world. And our spiritual oneness has been dormant for so long that many of us are disconnected from these universal truths. We think the best on the planet is caviar. We think the best on the planet is some crab legs. We think the best on the planet is some steak. These things don't even sound like the best on the planet to me. The best on the planet is true wisdom. The best on the planet is finishing a whole book full of wisdom. That's the best on the planet. When you finish that book, and you're like, wow, I read that whole entire book. That was amazing. Or when you've been journaling for the past 6 months and then you look back at when you first started journaling, you're like, wow, I came from there all the way to here. I didn't even realize how much has happened, how much I've learned. That is the best on the planet, when you could see and feel your growth, when you could actually feel the wisdom being utilized within and throughout you. This is the best on the planet. Nothing physical in this world will ever continuously be the best on the planet. All enjoyment from the physical world is always fleeting. It's never consistent. It's never forever. But wisdom is. That's why wisdom and words have been passed down longer than any artifacts or anything else that we care about. We quote more great saints and people from the 16 and 1500s than you could ever imagine. Wisdom is the best on the planet. And once you realize this and you start having a love for indulging in more and more wisdom by reading and just connecting with the Most High within through your meditation and prayer, and just falling in love with listening to teachings and things like this, you'll realize that you need less in this physical world, and everything is provided for you in this spiritual world. When you're present, your eyes are open, and you're just enjoying life. No matter what is thrown at you, good or bad, you're just enjoying life, realizing everything is a blessing and a lesson at the same time. This is the best in the world. This is the best in the planet. This is what lasts forever, for generations and generations. Not money, but true wisdom. That is the true wealth of this world. If you haven't, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And I hope you have a blessed journey figuring out what the best in this planet, on this planet, is for you. Within and throughout you. What is the best on the planet for you? Is it really wisdom? Because that's what it is for me. That's what it will always consistently be for me. It never changes. True wisdom never changes. It's always forever. One love.